The mental health benefits of lifting weights does not get talked about enough. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. And when I say this, I'm not talking about necessarily just endorphins. You know, people talk about a runner's high and all of that. I'm talking about something a little bit different here. Now, obviously, all exercise can produce endorphins, okay? All exercise has the ability to do that. Strength training has some very unique benefits when it comes to these things, particularly when it comes to people who've dealt with trauma, abuse survivors, people with PTSD. And a lot of it has to do with the nervous system arousal. It also has to do with the putting forward the effort consistently to make yourself physically stronger. Okay, this is really a big deal. This one is extremely important when it comes to, say, trauma, right? When it comes to abuse survivors. That includes myself. All right, I should make some separate videos on some of that. But when it comes to the other parts of mental health, a lot of it has to do with two other big things. It has to do with, one, creating an anchor, right? An anchor of stability in your life, okay? And a habit and a set of patterns with it. Something I've used a lot as a coach for people going through some things for clients of mine. Then also there is the idea of continually putting work, right? Continually putting hard work in towards the purpose of self-improvement and what that does to things like your self-esteem and your sense of self-worth, okay? Because a lot of that is critical, absolutely critical when it comes to mental health, okay? It comes to depression, it comes to anxieties, even social anxiety and stuff, right? Even social anxiety, because let's talk about that one briefly for a moment. All right, social anxiety. When you look good and you know that you look good, it's a little easier to manage social anxiety, particularly when, again, we've done weightlifting. This gives us the ability to manage anxiety better because we're used to putting ourselves into a more physically stressful environment where our heart rate and stuff is up, and then we maintain control. Okay, there's a therapeutic benefit to that part, not for any anxiety disorder, but think even of the social anxiety one. No other form of exercise has the potential to improve your physical appearance to the degree that weightlifting does, okay? Because it builds muscle, right? It builds muscle, tones muscle, all these things that you're looking for, all right? Changes the structure of your body. It also happens to burn body fat as effectively as cardio. This is the current new research is showing this, okay? The current research is absolutely showing that to be true. Lifting weights burns just as much body fat as people who do cardio do, but with the added advantage of other body composition improvement and improved metabolic rate, improved metabolic function. So again, just the ability to look better, right? That can help in those situations. Obviously not a cure. It certainly doesn't hurt. And it doesn't hurt people's confidence, all right? So, you have those parts of the mental health. Then we have the other one of the putting the hard work in. All right, there is something very rewarding about consistently working towards self-improvement. And in this case, it's I've heard it described as voluntary hardship towards the purpose of self-improvement, right? When you go through your thought process and the way that we see ourselves and the way that we do things, our actions will affect our thoughts. So if we behave a certain way, we will reinforce certain negative thoughts. See, I knew I was not worth it. When you get into the habit of lifting, you're putting a systematic method in place to where you come in and work over and over and over and over and over and chip away towards a goal of self-improvement, gaining muscle, gaining strength, being physically better. Okay? And you do it as a habit, what do you think happens? Well, the obvious happens. you also program your brain to say, hey, I am worth it. I'm putting in all this work for self-improvement, and I'm improving. I'm improving. I'm better day to day, month to month. I look better, I feel better. It's working. See, I am worth it. Hey, that is a valuable tool for your self-view. That's a valuable tool when it comes to things like depression. Now, here's the next thing I'm going to say. People will say, well, depression isn't just about those things. It's sometimes chemical balance that has to be addressed and medications, and you're not wrong. But we're talking then about hormones, you're talking about neurotransmitters. Does lifting weights do any of that? Yes. All right, here's the other big one. People who get into seriously lifting weights, what's the obvious next step? Well, I should probably eat better. All right, 99% of people who lift weights go into that mindset. Only a tiny minority ever step back and say, no, I'm never going to improve how I eat. For a long, you're like, well, I feel like I'd make better gains if I ate some more protein, ate some more vegetables, and that starts happening. All right. We come over to the other part of mental health that has been found in study after study after study after study after study after study after study ad nauseum. The way you eat affects depression, anxiety, mental disorders, just like the drugs you take do. Just that's the reason people prescribe psychiatric drugs. All right. We know that all things like dopamine, serotonin, all these things are affected by the quality of your diet, the composition of your diet, even your body fat. We know that more body fat can literally impact depression at the hormonal level. So lifting weights can push us into a lifestyle, not just with the mental programming side, but into a lifestyle that improves those things through the action we're doing, and also indirectly because it pushes us towards eating healthier, also helps us lose body fat with all of it. These are all things that are positively correlated with the brain chemistry that reduces problems like depression and anxiety. There's enough data at this point showing that for people prone to it, merely being obese, morbidly obese, can actually cause your depression to the point where you need medication for it. See where we're going with all this? This is a holistic treatment method. Is it a replacement for therapy? No. But as an addition to it, absolutely phenomenal. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.